guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne. We are backstage at Slam Dunk Festival 2025, neck deep on the lineup. The guys join me now. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Chilling.
Chilling, just laid back and ready. Here it is. This is a very exciting one. I know what Slam Dunk as a festival means to you personally. I know what it's meant to the band over the years. Here as one of the headliners this year, this has got to feel like quite a special milestone moment in a lot of ways, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've paid our dues. We've done it the long way. But sometimes that's the best way. And so yeah, we took the scenic route. It's been good. Yeah, voted on like 2013. I think we got voted on to play just the Wales one. And yeah, here we are now. Yeah, one of the headliners.
It's very exciting, man. It's very exciting to see you guys up the top there. And again, I guess imagine preparing a set like this. It's got to almost be easy in a way because you know that your crowd are always coming to Slam Dunk every single year. They're going to get excited about what you play. But tell me about that. Like, what goes into preparing a kind of festival set for something like this? Passing that mic.
Yeah. Trying to keep everyone happy is always difficult.
Yeah,
and
right.
also you want the energy. You want the. It's not like a headline show or a show in a venue where you can have your peaks and troughs of energy dips and then bringing it back up. Like it's kind of full pelt, but also the bigger you get, the more problems you face, right? So like special effects and production and all that kind of stuff. Like yeah, you got to factor all that in. So it takes it more than you would think.
I mean, it's nice problems to have now, isn't it? You're getting into these much bigger rooms. I'm going to flip that round just real quick. There we go. Yeah. Getting into nice bigger rooms and everything. And yeah, right towards the art. We'll cut this bit. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing now. You are post Ali Pali. You know, it's these kind of getting used to playing these bigger rooms. That's got to feel exciting. You know, these songs, they are anthems for these crowds, man. It feels like it's fitting to have them in the bigger rooms and the bigger spaces, right? Has it felt different, apart from the obvious and more people? Has it felt different actually playing them out there?
Yeah, Ali Pali was like especially a big moment of like, wow, it really did feel like we sort of crossed into like big band territory, which was like hard to sort of rectify with initially, I think. But yeah, I mean, like you say, we've got a few anthems. We were like, you know, I think every band's got to have a few, like, no matter how many albums you do, every band's got to have like 4 or 5 big songs in their back pocket, and like we've already got them, you know what I mean? So like if we can, I mean, we're always trying to write a couple more, but like yeah, we can always just rock up, and as long as we play like a good handful of the hits that people expect, we can always throw in other stuff that people are excited to hear too. And yeah, they do translate well. Songs like In Bloom and December are always going to translate into, and then we've got others as well, you know, got like Part of Me and stuff, which we've retired for a while, but that's one that we can bust out any time, and it's like, you want to hear the biggest sing-along of the weekend, there you go, boom. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, I would back you. I was going to say, like, at the last time you guys were here at Slam Dunk playing that set in the Big Ten, that was a real moment, man. I remember you just holding up the mic and the entire place just carrying that.
Yeah,
that was really special.
I don't have to sing it. Yeah, I can literally just be like, I'm having a break. And
yeah, this is good. If you're getting tired through a set, just whack out Part of Me, and then it's, your job's done. It's all good. Let's talk about the single, shall we? You should sing me now. So, yeah, nice standalone single coming out there. Tell me a bit about, was this kind of part of the demos of the last album? Did you write this more recently? When did it come together?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it should have been on the last record, really, but, you know, the tale of the last record being that we sort of switched it up halfway through and did it all ourselves. We were just left, like, the record was already pushed back a fair bit, and so we were just sort of time, really, and mental capacity to be like, right, let's squeeze out another song here. So yeah, it should have been on the record anyway, but I'm glad that we didn't just like force it out then and there. So yeah, we've been sat with it for a minute, but took it to our mate Will Yip, who brought it to life. And yeah, I mean, can we say what it's what it's for? I think maybe. I don't know.
When does it go out?
I mean, soon, but just tell us all the secrets. I don't care. Come on.
I mean, it's not for a new record, but yeah, it'll be part of a deluxe.
Nice,
basically.
That's exciting. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Got a couple other tunes kind of in the locker as well that'll be on that.
We don't want to say.
Oh, we've already got the exclusive out of it.
Yeah.
We'll calm it down. That's really exciting though as well, because I know the subtitle record was obviously like, it was such an important moment for you guys, and it felt like a real statement. And I think that's you can see it in the audience reaction as well, how kind of beloved a lot of those new songs have become already, which has got to be always nice to see when you're launching a new record.
Yeah, slot straight in, really. Like that's the thing. We've managed to write a record that really works well live. It works well with our other stuff, but it still feels like a variation and a sort of mutation of our sound a little bit. So yeah, I think we really nailed it with that last record, and yeah, just it's always a relief when you can play new, like, you know, 4 or 5 new songs live, and they go off just as much as, you know, some of the older stuff too.
Yeah, live debut of the single this weekend as well.
That's exciting. That's always going to be nice. Let's not jinx it. It's going to all go fine. It's going to all go fine. I want to dive back just a second, actually, because one of the last kind of big live appearances last year, out of When We Were Young, which is a festival we absolutely adore, love going to that every year. Thought it was really interesting to see the mix of albums that were in there, but like that's not something I guess you guys have done a huge amount of. I know you did the EP shows and all that kind of thing, but actually playing an album in full like that, how did you find that experience? What were the moments you had to kind of brush up on from the past? How did you find it?
It was pretty stressful, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
Not the first band to have said that, to be honest.
It was pretty stressful. I think it was stressful in the sense of, like, no one really knew the set times until, like, a week or two before. Like, it's not only, like, we all rehearse in our own way for tour, and then we come together to practice them, and it's, like, just playing through that record time and time again, and, like, you know, having played them live for, like, 10 years, but then trying to hone in on, like, the little details to a bit, yeah, and we didn't even get to play the whole thing in full, because they were, like, as most bands cut a song.
That's true. That's true. I saw creative ways of people like speeding through like almost medleys of little bits, which is actually quite fun in itself. It kind of worked.
Yeah, we should have done that. It is pretty stressful though, and like I think we. One thing that you don't consider is like, all right, well, if we're on a time crunch as well, we have to reduce the time between songs. So we had to switch. I think a lot of fans probably expect you to play it in order, but we had to flip it around and like chop and change stuff, because it was like, well, guitar changes. If we played it in the order, it's going to be a guitar change every other song, you know, and that ends up eating into time and just like being a faff for text and stuff.
It also is like the deep cuts that people think you're going to play a record live, and the deep cuts that never really get played live. You think the fans are going to come and be like, oh, I'm going to get to see that, and we had to cut one either day. So like, yeah, it was
chaotic. It was chaotic, but as in general as an experience, I suppose, is that something you enjoy just as a project? The idea of playing these albums, because like I say, it's not something you guys have done a huge amount of in the past, but.
Love and hate it, really, in the sense of like, love it because it is like these songs do mean so much, especially if like Life's Not Out to Get You is a big record for us, but the nostalgia economy annoys me a bit. Do you know what I mean? Of just like, let's always just keep looking at like, we want to look forward. I think any band is going to want to look forward, and you can't force people to like your new stuff as much as your old stuff, but like you want to be focused on the future, like not just with music but just with everything, you know what I mean? And so that element of it, of like, I don't just want to be harking on our old stuff too much, is annoying. But then, you know, perspective being, this record meant a lot to a lot of people. It did a lot for us. Like, shining a light on it, but I just think there comes a point where you can like milk it a bit too much, and I just wouldn't want to milk it too much.
Yeah, nice one-offs like that is probably a good way to do it.
Yeah, doing like a little thing. I feel like, especially for a 10-year, I feel like a 20-year is a bit more like apt, but a 10 years maybe a bit, you know. But that being said, we're probably going to end up doing. Well, we have announced it, right? It's here. It's out around the fest.
Oh, there we go then.
With that being said, yeah.
We're not
we are doing a bunch of shows.
However, we're gonna do it.
We're not going to milk it, but we are going to milk it a bit.
How many shows? How many shows we do?
It's only 3.
Well, that's not milking it.
That's in the
not
UK.
Milking it. That's fine.
Yeah. 5 in the UK. I had to look at Powers like, but it was. I think.
Oh, that's great though.
Yeah. And yeah, I think you got to do something. And we initially weren't really into the idea of like doing a 10-year tour thing for it, but fans really wanted it. And like I say, you do have to put it in perspective. Like you have to drop. You have to drop your ego a bit and go like, we got to do it.
We did it for When We Were Young, and that's the America side of it. I mean, we can't really do a full tour of it in America because we'd be there for fucking ages.
Yeah.
So, you know, and a lot of the time you see the UK fans sort of being like, why don't we get this stuff in the UK? And like, I have to go to Vegas to see it, so let's give it back. Like,
oh, that's really nice.
And it's in the rooms that the band did at the time.
Yeah, great.
I don't think, some of the like, some of them are bigger, I think.
Interesting.
Brixton's bigger,
Well, it's nice as well that like, because it's your own show as well, like you can both look back and push forward, right? You can do that set, and then you can do whatever you want after that. You can play some of the newer stuff and make it work. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and we're not going to be pressured. We haven't got 40 minutes. You know, we can actually do it justice and do it properly.
Man, that's really exciting news, dude. That's going to be really, really interesting. Can't wait to see that later in the year. And of course, we mentioned US tour, going out with the story so far, right? I mean, that is a tour that's, I mean, you know as well as I do, the fans have been asking for that for a very, very long time. Nice to finally tick that box and actually, I mean, that's the Venn diagram of those fan bases is a circle. So that's pretty fun to be going out with those guys, right?
Massively, yeah. It's about time, and I think if anything, maybe it's the right time. You know what I mean? Like, had we done this tour 5 or 10 years ago or whatever, people might have already been. I was going to say we might have blown a load too early, but it's one of the. Maybe find a better analogy. But we might have.
We know what you mean.
Might have been too much too soon. You know what I mean? And people might have been used to it at this point, but I think doing it now, making people wait this long, is going to mean that the tour is going to be as big as it can be. Really. So going in some massive venues as well, which I think is like big step up for both bands, like being able to go into some of those rooms in America. And I think for fans, like that's the tour for our fans, for their fans. It's awesome.
It's really exciting to see that one finally come together. One more question before I let you go, gents. It's the one we do at every festival. You've definitely answered it before, but we're doing it again. So, big lineup here at Slam Dunk. Anyone here this weekend you've not toured with before, you've not collaborated with before, where you think that'd be a good collab, that'd be a good tour?
Ooh, well, just because they're fresh in the mind. Sweet Pill, I just watched them. They were the first band that I just watched.
Sick. They are great.
But Heart Attack Man would be another good one. I mean, we toured with them, but Heart Attack Man are here this weekend. That would be great. Newfoundly Used. Yeah. There's so many.
To shout them out, probably wouldn't collab with them because it wouldn't work, but I recently watched Landmarks in France, and I was fucking blown away. Like, they are so good.
They are great.
Like, people should cotton onto them. They are sick.
I mean, rising fast, that band as well. It's really interesting to see what's happening with those guys. Really, really cool. Guys, I'm going to let you go and enjoy this weekend, but congrats on everything. Can't wait to hear what's coming next. And we'll catch up soon, all right?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good to see you guys. Neck deep, everybody.